Hello, my name is Kerry from Kerry's Card Creations. Welcome. So I'm back today with a video how to make these little boxes. So I was scrolling through Pinterest last week and I saw these. So I've made a version of these before, taller and slimmer. So they're not new. They've been around for a long time. But I saw these. I was scrolling through Pinterest. I saw these sort of this sort of size, but it was just a picture. I didn't follow your tutorial. I just saw a picture and I thought, oh yeah, I haven't made one of them for a while. So, excuse me, they're my own measurements. It's just that I got the idea. I can't remember where I got the idea from, but if I do remember, I shall put it in the description bar below. And what they are is, look, I'm a bit addicted to making them now, so I've got 3 already. So you take the lid off and then you open them up. You've got 2 little boxes inside. I've got to find something now that fits in these boxes, and then they just all slot together again. I just think they're really pretty. Yeah, so that's what we're making today. So I have got, there's quite a few bits and pieces. So to make the outside wrap piece, you need, and I can't remember, we'll call this a two-tier stepper boxes. I think that's what she called them. Piece of white card. This measures 6.2 centimeters by 12.8. Sorry, I'm reading downwards. Let me move my measurements up there. 6.2 by 24.8 centimeters. And you want to, I do it on the long side, make a mark at 6.2, 12.4, 18.6, and then score it. Because obviously I can't do those marks on my scoreboard. So I do a little pencil mark. I don't know if you could see that. Do a little pencil mark at where I need it. And then I just line it up my scoreboard and then score it. And then fold and burnish. And they're all mounting folds. Okay, and then to decorate this piece, you want 8 pieces of pattern paper. These measure 5.7 centimeters by 5.7 centimeters. I'm really sorry, but to get that wrap the size I wanted, the measurements are a bit, because obviously the trays for the inside are 6 centimeters. So you need that extra 2 centimeters for it to sit in there nicely when you shut that up. So that's why the measurements are a bit, they're not fantastic measurements. Right, 8 pieces of pattern paper, 5.7 by 5.7. So my internet, I don't know if it is my internet or what it is, but when I filmed my Monday video last week to get it loaded up, it actually took 2 days to load it. So I am filming this craft class have just left. So I'm filming this on a Monday afternoon, and I will try and upload it Monday afternoon. But I can't guarantee that because, like I say, last week it took 2 days before my video loaded. So I'm not sure if that's my upload speed on my internet. I didn't think my internet was that slow, but... And then when it did upload, it uploaded really quickly, so it didn't make any sense to me, but... There you go. So because this is pattern paper that's got a coloured background. So usually I would mat and layer. But because the background is blue, I've just used the white and not used a mat and layer. But if you wanted to use a mat and layer, if you did want to mat and layer them, which I think would make it really thick, but that's your choice, your top layer would be 5.7 by 5.7, and then your next layer would be 5.4 5 by 5.5. Is that right? 5.2, sorry. So your first layer would be 5.7 centimeters and your next layer would be 5.2 by 5.2 if you wanted to mat and layer. But like I say, because the back of my paper is already coloured, I haven't, and I didn't want to make it too thick inside either, so and this is so just to say, as always, I don't promote anybody. This is just, I just use what is in my stash. But I did get the papers a little while ago now, back when I started doing Christmas crafts off of Etsy. I like digitals because you can just print off what you need when you need it, rather than trying to, if you could see the amount of paper I've got, it's silly. So yeah, I did get these off of Etsy. They, I don't know, not expensive. But like I say, as always, use whatever you've got in your stash. Right, so that's my wrap piece done. So one side and the other. Okay, so to make the two boxes inside, I have got 2 pieces of white card. These measure 12 centimeters by 12 centimeters. And you score both pieces on all 4 sides at 3 centimeters. Now, you could score at 3 and 9, but I don't like to do it like that. I like to do 3 and then turn and 3 and do it that way. Right, fold and burnish. I've got a dirty thumbprint on this one, so I'm hoping my pattern paper is going to hide that. Right, I'm going to fold and burnish both. I've got another piece here, so I've got to make sure I've got the right pieces. And then I'll cut both. I could have cut, see, I tried to get my classes prepped. I was making a kit up this morning. I thought, right, let's prep for my class, and I never get it where I'm totally ready. Right, okay, so you've got 4 squares in the corners, so I'm just going to cut straight up the score line. So I'm cutting to the left of the score line, so I'm going to remove the score line. These are the wrong scissors, and then I'm going to mitre that square. Let's try these ones. Right, so I'm going to cut to the right of that score line now to remove that. That's better. And then I'm going to mitre and mitre. Okay, and then I'm going to turn and do the opposite side exactly the same. To the left of that score line and mitre and mitre. And then to the right of the score line. So I'm just removing the score line, so I've got a nice neat, it just means you've got a nice neat edge on this edge here. That's an edge you're going to see. Right, so I'm going to just quickly do the other one exactly the same. Okay, now before I glue these together, I want to decorate them. So you need 3 pieces of pattern paper. These measure, I've got them all mixed up now. 3 pieces of pattern paper for each box, and they measure 2.5 by 5.5 centimeters. Okay, so I'm just going to glue those 3 sides, because obviously the 4th side is going to be, oh my gosh, so the sun is absolutely, I hope you can see what I'm doing now. It's been so dark here, and I've just stuck that the wrong way around quick. So if you're using a pattern paper that's directional like me, make sure your pattern is facing in. Don't do what I just done. Concentrate on what you're doing, Kerry. It's been dark here all morning, and all of a sudden it's been raining, it's cold, and all of a sudden the sun is absolutely beaming through the window. So I hope that it's not too much that you can't see what I'm doing. So if anybody follows my channel, you know I've got 3 craft fairs booked in. So I'm going to go out and see what I can find. So each box, the inside of these boxes, these end up, the total measurement of these boxes ends up at 3 centimeters. They're 3 centimeters deep and 6 centimeters. So I'm going to go and see if I can find something that fits in there. So to take to the craft fair with me. Right, so I'm going to make these up now. So you want to put glue in all 4 tabs, on the top of all 4 tabs. I do all mine at the same time. And then you just bring it up. So you want this open edge to line up right next to that. You can see that sun's gone in now. Look, it's gone dark again. So you just want to bring it up, and you want that open edge to line. So you don't want to go too far across, then you haven't got a nice clean edge to it. You don't want to go too wide. So you want it so it butts right up against that score line. So that open edge butts right up against that score line. So you've got a nice, neat corner. Okay. Let's just quickly do the other one. I just like to this glue is really, it's quick grab glue, it really is, but I just like to give those a good firm press down so that I know that everything's nice and flat inside. Right, so now you've got your 2 boxes made, or trays, and you've got one side that's got no paper on, and that's the side that we're going to glue to our strip. So I have on strip 1, you add glue and it goes on the bottom, and then on strip 4 you add glue and it goes on the top, like so. So add your glue to the side that's got no pattern paper on, and you want it so it just butts up against that. Let me move that one out of the way for a minute. Excuse me. You want it so that the side of the box just butts up to that score line. Not, you don't want to go over it, you want to be just right before it, and then it's flush along the bottom. And if you've got your measurements right, it should be flush on that side as well. And then I'm just going to get my bone folder and just give that a good firm press down. Okay, so that's on what panel 1. Let's get out of the way. And then panel 2, you put your glue on the side with no paper, and this time this wants to be flush on that top. So again, it needs to be butted up. Now see, look, I made my boxes and now they're different inside. Right, so you want it. Oh, did I Kerry, look, did anybody see that I didn't put my glue in them? I put my glue and then I put the box down in the wrong place. That was proper daft, that was. Right. So again, now that I'm back in the room with everybody, it's up against the score line, flush across the top, and then it should be flush on that side. And I'm just going to put my bone folder in again, give that a firm push. So when you close, when you roll that up, roll it up, it just should fit nicely together. To make the lid, now then, this is how I make my lids. This piece of card measures 12.2 centimeters by 12.2 centimeters, and you score it on all 4 sides at 3 centimeters, the same. Now, if you wanted to do 2 scores, you would have to score it at 3 centimeters, excuse me, 3 centimeters and 9.3. I would score it for all 4 sides at 3 centimeters. I just think you get a truer sizing. It's not a good day for filming. I clearly cannot speak today, cannot articulate what I need to say. Right, the cutting is exactly the same as the other trays. So up the score line, remove that score line so you've got a nice clean edge, and then miter the squares. Right tight to the score line, miter the square, turn it and do the same the opposite side. Oh, I've got a piece there stuck to my scissors. I must have sticky scissors. Okay, so it's exactly the same as the trays. The cutting is exactly the same. So this time, to decorate this piece, you want a piece of pattern paper. This measures 5.7 centimeters by 5.7 centimeters. Then I've got 4 pieces of pattern paper. These measure 2.5 centimeters by 5.7 centimeters. And this time your pattern on these pieces needs to face downwards, away from that center, because obviously the lid is in a different orientation. So I'll stick that piece on the middle there. These are very cute snowmen. Get my scissors out of the way. So it was my grandson's birthday yesterday. Henry was 7, and we took him to a local farm petting place. And they got like a big adventure playground and that there. The weather was not great. We woke up and it was raining, and I said, you know, look, we've bought the tickets, let's just go anyway. So, and he had a wonderful time. But boy, is it a lot of walking, and holy moly, my legs do ache today. But it was a good day and he had a lovely time. So, and then we came back to Nana's for cake and opened the rest of his presents. And then we was playing a board game. So he got Mousetrap for his birthday, one of the board games. And we was playing that until he went home. So, yeah, it was a good day. Like I said, the weather was not fantastic. Right. And again, we do exactly the same. So glue on all 4 corners. And exactly the same again. So you just butt that open edge up to that closed edge, just shy of that score line, so you get a nice crisp finish on your lid. Same the other side. Now, I've made that lid, and I've just forgot to tell you one really important piece of information. When you make your lid for these boxes and you cut it, I don't want to record this all over again now I've got right to the end. So I'm going to talk you through what I didn't tell you before. To make the lid, you cut your piece of card to 12.2 by 12.2 and you score all 4 sides at 3 centimeters. But you need to pull your card out on your scoreboard. I'm going to cut a piece. What do you measure? Something else. That's for something else. I'm going to cut a piece of card so I can show you, because it's this. I watched this many years ago. I can't even remember, and this is how I always make my lids. I don't add anything. Some people add centimeters. Sorry, I just jiggled you then. Right, so my card measures 12.2 by 12.2, and I want to score all 4 sides at 3 centimeters, but I want to so that's tight up against my scoreboard at the minute. I'm going to pull it away from the edge by 2 millimeters. So I've got a 2 millimeter gap now on that left hand side, and then I score it 3 centimeters. And then I do turn it, one turn, tie it up, pull it away 2 millimeters and score at 3 centimeters. Now I've been making my box lids like this for many years, and I can't remember where I got this from. So put it away 2 millimeters, sorry, and score it at 3. But I've been making my lids like this ever since, and I've tried to add the 2 millimeters on and still score at 3, and it doesn't work like that for me. So that is really important, so that you every time, just for the lid only, you pull it away 2 millimeters and then score it at 3 on all 4 sides. Do exactly the same, and then that gives you enough allowance for your lid then to fit over the top of your box. So you've got a nice, I mean, it's not too loose, it's a perfect fit, that is. So there, that's pretty much your box made. So it's just to decorate now. So I did cut a snowman, but I don't like it now on there. And I have got next to me some mice, but it doesn't really go in my snowman papers either, does it? See, I could put it in. See, it's not really the right colour either. That one's not too bad. That one's not too bad, actually. Let's put my mouse on there. Right, so I've fussy cut my mouse, but what I might do is back him. Will I back him? Will I just stick him on like that? Oh, I might just stick him on that like that and put a sentiment on. There was the stamp set I'm using. I've just got it from Temu. It just came. Is that what I'm using? Yeah, this is the stamp set. I don't know how well you can see that. That's the stamp set I'm using. And then I'm going to put, may your joy squeak away like a little mouse. Hope your Christmas is as sweet as candy and as bright as fireworks. Oh, we might use that one. Right, okay, let's do this. So this measures 3.5 by 3. So I want a piece that's 3.5 by 4. So let's do 4 because I'm awkward, by 3.5. See, hopefully I make the mistake so that you don't have to. That's my excuse for it anyway. Silly girl. Right. And then I'm going to pop him onto some foam pads. Let's cut them down a little bit. I've got scissors all over the place now. I've got 2 pairs of scissors on my left, got a pair of scissors on my right. I'm going to finish filming this, start uploading it, and then I'm going to tidy my desk. Let's pop him on there. I'm going to pop him just to the left, so then I can get my, oh, see, I don't know if I like that now, because then I'm going to cover him up. Maybe we'll just have him hanging to the side. Have him a bit different. There you go. And that comes off and they open up. And then you've got your little trays inside. So that's the one I've made today. That's the one that I've made already. That's the snowman one. And that's my boxes. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed my video today. If you've enjoyed it, then please give me a thumbs up. That would be really lovely. Leave me a comment. I do read and reply to every single comment that I see, so it's really lovely. And I'll be back again soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.